G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going again with the test on the pouring medium with the golden colour pouring medium gloss. I've got a big bottle of it and I'm mixing that with my Elmer's glue all and water. The last one I did was a little bit on the thick side, so I'm just thinning it a little bit more. So I've decreased the glue because it's so thick, increased the golden, and kept the water the same. So we'll see how that goes. Now I'm just doing similar colours to this one because you don't want to see blues and greens again, do you? I didn't like the charcoal in this. It's kind of gone a weird purpley colour with the light pink, so similar colours to that, but taking the charcoal out, and I've put in a nice chocolate brown. So it reminds me of chocolate with the soft strawberry centres. Do you like those? Oh, my favourites. Favourite chocolate with the soft strawberry centres. Right, sprayed my cups already. The paints are all Mont Marte, these ones. I'm not going to show you every bottle, but that's it. Mont Marte Studio Acrylic. It's a nice creamy paint. Very similar to Global. It's also similar in consistency to Liquitex Basics. Now for cells, I'm going to go with the Spot On as usual. I have got the pour coming up where I'm going to use the coconut milk hair serum, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. So I've got a few things I have to do this afternoon, so I don't think I'll get another chance to pour today, but we'll see. If I get the things done that I have to do, I've got to go out and get some groceries. I run out of dog food every 3 days. I've got to go and buy more dog food as well. Now hopefully this is going to be thinner. I'll climb up and show you the consistency in a minute after I've stirred them all in. Got to stir really well because I don't want any blobs of oil. The last pour I actually got a couple of blobs of oil and I had to tip off, but luckily enough I was able to tip them off, but I don't like them being there. So I obviously didn't stir properly enough on the last one. Look at that burgundy, yummo. Now these colours I've pretty much made all myself except for the burnt umber and the white. I've made them myself because we just can't get a variety of colours of the Mont Marte in Australia. I think this one's going to take over a little bit, but not that keen on that colour, but anyway. That one's just a little bit too thick still. Have a splash of water. It's leaving a little mound. I'll come up and show you in a minute. Hopefully you can see on the burgundy one. Now if your pouring medium's got water in it, you have to stir really well because oil and water don't like to mix, do they? So you do have to stir well. Now, can you see that little mound? Leaves a trace on top for a couple of seconds. Don't hold your stick way up here because you're going to get a different look. You're not going to get a mound. See that? It's because it's too high. So don't do that. Just hold it like about there, inch off the top. Little mound on a mound. Little wriggle, really. Okay, let's get to layering. So again, light, dark, light, dark, light. Well, that's kind of darker, and then back to white again. Hopefully this will work. I'm really happy with my glue and water mix, don't get me wrong, but I just thought I'd try something different. See what else is out there. I've been doing glue and water for a while now, and I think most artists, acrylic pouring artists, sort of followed me in that. whether they use glue and water alone or whether they use glue and water and something else. I think the majority of acrylic pourers are using my glue and water. Some people are still using Floetrol. The glue just seems to hold the cells in place, you know, keeps them nice and round. So, yep. And you've got to work with what you've got. And if you find something that works, then, you know, stick to it. When I started pouring, I just used Floetrol. And then I just wasn't getting those nice round cells. They were all kind of wobbly and heaps of cells, and that's when I moved to the glue and haven't looked back. It's great. But I do like to experiment to see what else is out there and see if anything can make my cells better. I think they're pretty darn good at the moment, but let's just see if anything will make them any better. Don't know. Right, that's the burgundy done. Oh, love these colours. So the light pink is between the burgundy and the brown, which I think is going to make really pretty cells, because it's a nice pale pink between those two dark colours, so that should be really pretty. Hopefully my mix is thin enough and I'm going to get nice decent sized cells when I torch, because last time they were too small. Did you watch my last video? Cells were just a bit too small when I torched. And because I don't tilt very much after I torch, I didn't really get a chance to stretch them very much. So for that particular pour, they did stay a bit small. They're still very pretty, weren't they? Nice multicoloured rings. I had like 3 or 4 colours in each ring, which was really nice, in each cell I should say. So that's what we like to achieve. Well, I do anyway. So I'm looking forward to doing this pour with the coconut milk hair serum for you. Again, when I started, I used Floetrol and coconut milk hair serum. Oh dear, I look back on those pours and I think, oh my gosh, what were you thinking? But I thought they were great, you know. I thought, wow, I got cells. I was so excited I got cells. And it wasn't until afterwards I thought, these cells could be a better shape. I started experimenting, as we do. Oh, look at that. Those are 3 pretty good flips, eh? Okay, so my colours are white. And then we've got this pale pink. It's kind of a musk. And then more of a darker pink. So again, you know, I'm just mixing the colours that I've got. I don't have a lot of colours. The burgundy. And then a nice chocolate brown, which is the burnt umber. I don't have a lot of Mont Marte colours. I have ordered some from China, I think. It's costing me a small fortune in postage, but Mont Marte won't bring all the colours to Australia. It's an Australian company and we can't buy the colours here. It's ridiculous. So they did say they would get them in for us next year, but I don't know. I don't know whether to believe them or not. If you're watching Mont Marte, bring us all the colours, please. You're an Aussie company. You should be supporting us Aussies. Everyone email them, will you? Ask them to bring out the whole range of colours for us in Australia. That would be very helpful. Thank you so much. Righto, let's do this, you guys. Flip and drag. Wow, look at the brown. Love it. Now it's going together there, so it looks as if it might be a little bit thinner in consistency this time, with any luck. Now, I'm not going to put any on my corners, because I just tipped them all off last time, didn't I? Let me grab another corner catcher. The other one's in the sink, because it's got absolutely soaked with paint. Now, keep as much paint on the surface as you can, you guys. Put your corner catchers on, don't waste too much paint, so I'm going to the side there and back. And then again, come over here, try not to lose too much off the edge just yet. And then kind of bring the weight back so it doesn't all continue to fall off. Tip it back towards the middle so it doesn't continue to drip off when I move my piece of card. This is just a piece of cardboard that I've cut up. It's nothing special. Back to the middle and then let go. Woohoo! Okay, well that looks pretty. Again, lost all my white. I always lose my white. Don't know what it is. Maybe I do need to make my white a lot thicker. So this little area here I'm not that impressed with, but I'll tip that off later. So let's torch. Now this is going to be the test. As to see how big the cells are going to get. Now I haven't got any big blobs, have I? Because I mixed my silicone oil really well this time. So that's good. Alright, let's see what we get. Hopefully the cells will be a little bit bigger this time when they pop up. Please. Just popping bubbles at the moment, really. Doing a lot just yet. I'm going slow, and again go a third time, a little bit closer this time. And wait and watch. They're still quite small. Oh, I've got a cluster there, that's going to have to go. A little bit bigger than last time. From what I can see, they are a little bit bigger, so that's a good thing. Oops, got too close there. Naughty, naughty. Take the torch away from me. This pink must have been a bit thick because I'm having trouble getting cells up through there. Okay, at the moment they are looking a little bit bigger. I'm just going to give them a minute to grow because they'll pop up and they will grow a little bit. I've got a lot of brown. Oh, no, decent amount of brown, I guess. If I don't put any more in, it would have gone. I would have said, "Oh, it's too brown." Oh dear. Now, while those cells are just growing a little bit, I'm going to cover my sides. There's a couple of areas where it's not quite gone over yet. It's a good time to do it now while I'm waiting for my cells to grow. But I'm going to tilt anyway and cover these, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just killing time. Okay. Righty-o. Now that was the section there that I didn't like. So let's do that one first. Let go. While I've got the most amount of paint on the surface. So let's walk it. Plenty of paint. Okay, so that's that side done. Now let's turn it around and see if we can stretch the cells a bit more. Because I want bigger cells, and there's a lot of paint there. I can't leave all that paint on there. It may, it may crack if you leave too much paint on. So it's a good idea to stretch your cells and get rid of some paint. What do you think of those colours, hey? Different, aren't they? Quite pretty. Now I'm not going to torch it again because I don't like when the bubbles pop. I've got puppies on the brain. When the bubbles pop and then you end up with these little pits. So I'd rather just leave it. I found that that's better because you do end up with these little tiny holes where the bubbles have popped. So I've got some white coming through. Look at that burgundy. That burgundy is really pretty, isn't it? Yeah. And the pink isn't too bad either. It's got some white around it. That's because I layered the pink and the white next to each other. So we've got the pink with the white around it. I'm not in love with this little corner here. I'm going to see if I can maybe take off a little bit more of that and then open this up. So let's just walkies down there, like so. Just gently make sure that if you're going to go one way, you come back the other way as well. You know, don't just go straight down. Oh, now you've got to go, don't you? You big cell, you, because you're half over. I don't like it when they go half over and then they come back up and then they look all weird and stretched. It does happen though. You know, you're torching, you've got half a cell on the top and half a cell on the side. That's really pretty. Again, I don't know if the golden gloss mediums made any difference. I don't know. Do they look any different, you guys? Does my cells look any different? I don't know. I think my cells are always pretty good, so I don't know. The whites come through nicely. So busy down this end. I wonder if I can move them a little bit more. Alright, that's going to have to do now. Probably overstretch them a little bit. See, they're starting to get a bit elongated. Okay. Righto, that'll do. Well, as far as the gloss medium goes, certainly hasn't made them worse, that's for sure. The cells are nice and clear. They've got beautiful rings around them. So, yeah, I haven't got any caterpillars, but that was because of my torching and the mix not being too thick. So, yeah, I think I like it. Let me take my gloves off. Loving these burgundies in here. Might have to do it again, these similar colours. Really pretty. Maybe with some dioxazine purple as well, actually. That'd go really pretty. Love it. Definitely chocolates with strawberry centres, hey? Now I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's lunchtime and I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm going to go and sit with the dogs, make coffee, and I think I'll make a muffin, toasted muffin with some peanut butter and a coffee, and then sit with them for a bit, and then I'll have to go out and do my grocery shopping. You don't care, do you? No. Don't care what I'm going to do today. I'm just making conversation. Alrighty. Let's turn around here. Look at some cells. So the brown has popped up through there. Oops, it's too light. That's better. This is where I've sort of over-torched a little bit, so it's a bit busy. But some people like lots of cells like that. They've still got room next to them, like they're not too much bumping into each other. So I really don't like it when they bump into each other and then they, you know, a round becomes a triangle or a squished because all these cells are bumping into each other. I do prefer them to look as if they're just floating in a gorgeous background. Those pink ones have got the white around them. Oh, here's the burgundy ones. Look how pretty they are. And these burgundy ones have got, is that white around them? It's looking a bit lighter on screen. When I push my autofocus button, everything gets lighter, which is weird. I'll have to work out how I can zoom a little bit better when I'm videoing. Because as soon as I hit that AF button, autofocus, like this, everything goes lighter. The colours go lighter. Okie dokie. Oops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Come on. Giving me grief. Alright, what do you think of that? It's pretty, isn't it? Like that one. Alright, thanks again for watching. Oops, that's a bit too dark. And I'll be having another little play with the golden gloss medium and see what it does, see what it has to offer. But yeah, so far I'm happy with it. I don't really know if I can see much difference. You guys let me know. Can you see much difference in my cells? Those of you that know my cells, is there any difference? Oh, all right. Thanks for watching. I better go. Bye for now.